Hi YouTubers, today we're going to talk about three tokens from my Grants Pass token collection. All of these have Incuse designs, which means that the letters were pressed in, and all three of them have a tragic story behind them. So let's start with this one. This is I.S. Tompkins, good for one shave. On the reverse it just has a T. So I.S. Tompkins, his name was Ira. He moved to Grants Pass in about 1892. He went back to his home of Missouri in 1893 to get married, and then brought his wife back out to Oregon. Of course, at that point in time, Oregon was still pretty frontier, but you could get there by rail instead of by wagon train. So he was a longtime barber and maybe even part-time confectioner, and his story ends in 1932 when he was found dead in his barber shop, and he apparently had committed suicide. I haven't ever been able to find the exact story as to why, but that's where his story ends. So this next token is J.L. Myers, good for one shave. The reverse of this token is blank. So J.L. Myers moved to Grants Pass in 1900. His sister had already lived in town, and she thought that her brother would enjoy it there, and there were lots of business opportunities. So he did. He came out. He started a barber shop. In fact, he owned many barber shops. He liked to buy and sell them. In 1911, he was voted mayor of Grants Pass. And in 1915, while hunting with a friend of his, he was accidentally shot. They were deer hunting. His friend saw something move in the distance and didn't realize that J.L. Myers was ahead of him and shot. So that's where that one tragically ends. And the next one is this good for one drink, Lou. And the reverse, it just says Lou. So Lou Heberly, he was a saloon keeper, moved to Grants Pass in the 1880s. He started out just doing odd jobs, and then later started working as a saloon keeper, and then purchased his own saloon called the Glenwood, which I have a feeling is where this token originated. He also had a saloon called the Miners Exchange. So much like I.S. Tompkins, Lou went back and married his childhood sweetheart. She actually she came to Sacramento to meet him, where they got married. They were both in their 40s when they unexpectedly had a child, little Louis Jr. Yeah, Lou's story is a little more tragic than even the other two. So first, Josephine County went dry in 1909. So Lou had to close down his saloon. He invested all his money into a mercantile business that failed. And then soon after that, little Louis was ran over by a dray wagon and killed. So after losing his fortune and then losing his only son, he committed suicide in October of 1913. The ceiling where he hung himself was so low, he actually had to hold his legs up to strangle himself to death. Yeah, and then Lou's wife lived for quite a while after that, and they had a large brick house, ran it as a boarding house. One of the people that lived there for quite a while is actually buried between Lou and his wife. So even in death, he was kind of left out for another man. So That's the story of these three Incuse tokens. I don't know, you can kind of picture a token salesman going through town and making three sales in the turn of the century. I think these all date from about 1900 to 1905. Yeah, and but sadly, each of these has that tragic story. And these are the only three Incuse tokens I know of from Grants Pass, and they all have, like I said, these stories behind them. Well, if you like this video, please press like and subscribe, and I'll make more like this. Thanks for watching.